Y'all have asked for it, so we are bringing it back. We've got a whole episode of nothing but Subbie Suppers today. We've got a new way to make chicken wings in the air fryer, and I have to say it was great. Then we have a world famous recipe that we're gonna be sharing with you that we got from one of you, as well as a cornbread to go along with that world famous recipe. Just stay tuned, you'll see it all. Hey y'all, I'm Mandy, and this is Mandy in the Making. A portion of today's video is kindly sponsored by Thrive Market. We're about to jump into the first recipe. However, I wanted to say, or ask you, are you subscribed? If you're not, I would love for you to join our YouTube family. It is free for you to do so. Just hit that subscribe button before you leave today. Okay, now, let's go cook. For our first Subbie supper, it's kind of a twofer tonight because we're doing the entree as well as the bread from two different subscribers, but they go together. You'll understand more as we go. The first one is called Bill's World Famous Chili. Now, Bill gave me full permission to make fun of the fact that we are calling this world famous, or that he calls this world famous. He said we can make fun of it because he thinks it's funny too that everything is world famous now, even though most people have never heard of it. He's been a subscriber to our channel for a couple of years. He told us he was very sorry to hear about the loss of Gracie Lou, but he was happy to see we have a little black panther running around the house now. He said I recently made a chili that was very similar to his world famous chili, and he wanted me to make this one to see, you know, kind of where it compares. He said this particular version is his mom's version of chili, and he ate it growing up. And he said it's pretty mild, so if you want to add some green chilies to it to kind of give it a little more spice, you can. And honestly, I probably will, just because we tend to like spicier things. So Bill from Northern Illinois, thank you so much for sending us your world famous chili. And let's get started. First things first, friends. We've got to brown the hamburger meat, or ground beef. Old habits die hard. I still call it hamburger meat. We need to brown that, so let's go over to the stovetop. Now, it's early in the day. This is going in the crock pot, but we're getting started on the stovetop. So let's turn this to medium high, and while that heats up, let's go chop up our veggies. I am gonna be using the help of our veggie chopper today just to make things quick and easy. The onions need to be a larger chop, so I'm gonna use this chop version versus the dice version. Can you tell the difference? So let's do our onion first. He said 2 medium onions, but I've got 1 large, so we're just gonna go with that. Okay, now that we've done the onion with the large chop, let's pop this blade out and pop the smaller one in. Now, he said to use a red pepper, and my grocery store was out, so we're gonna be using this orange/green pepper. We're gonna finely chop this one. And then he said to use 1 stalk of celery, just about half of it, the greener part. So we're gonna do this top half up here. That's all the chopping we need to do. There's all of our veggies. These will go in with the ground beef here in just a few minutes, but let's head back over to the stove. We've got 1 pound of ground beef going in. Now, we're not gonna add our veggies till it's closer to being done. So I'm just breaking this up now, and I'll be back. Time to kind of drain this off and continue on. Okay, so Bill says that even while it's still a little pink, go ahead and drain all of the grease off. So I'm gonna use the paper towel trick. I'm gonna need another paper towel. Okay, and now let's add our veggies in. We're gonna let these soften as it continues to brown and finish up. So that's pretty much done. You want your veggies still crisp, but just saute just a little bit. And I think our ground beef is done. So let's move on to the next step. The next step includes dark chili powder. I'm gonna be honest with you, I didn't know this existed. I thought chili powder was chili powder other than like Chipotle chili powder or ancho. I didn't know there was one called dark. So I'm very excited, but we're gonna use 3 tablespoons of that to go in here at the very end. And he said, we do this at the very end because you don't want to burn the chili powder, but we're just gonna mix it all in together. So, ooh, that smells good. Mix all of that together, and we're gonna head over to our crock pot. Now let's add all of that to the crock pot. For your next step, you're gonna need 4 cans of beans. Kidney beans, we're going pinto beans because if you've been around, you know Steven is not the biggest fan, neither am I, of kidney beans. They're fine, but when we're doing 4 cans of something, it's gonna be pinto beans. So I need to open these, drain and rinse them, and add them in. That's a lot of beans, Bill. That's a lot of beans. I would like to thank Thrive Market for sponsoring this portion of today's video. Look, we got our Thrive Market box in the other day, and we could not wait. We started digging in, and I knew I needed to film this portion of the video, but we couldn't help ourselves. It's like Christmas every time we get a Thrive Market box. If you're unfamiliar, Thrive Market is just an online membership-based grocery store on a mission to make healthy living easy and affordable for everyone. The whole point of us shopping with Thrive Market is so that we get certified organic and non-toxic products all in one place, all from Thrive Market, and it comes right to my door. I'm not going from grocery store to grocery store looking for the goods. I can find it all here, and I can find even more than I would find in the grocery store here on Thrive Market. One of the reasons we have to open this as soon as it comes in is because of these beef sticks. Stephen and Cole love these. And I was super excited to find these. I've tried this brand once before. It's the Unreal brand. I've tried the chocolate covered pretzels, but these are an alternative to a very popular candy coated chocolate that you can probably guess what that is, but no dyes, artificial dyes. So I was very eager to try them, and must say that this bag is getting close to being empty. But nothing artificial was used to dye these, and they are so good. They taste like the very popular candy that I love. So that's one of the reasons why I love Thrive Market, because I can find alternatives to things that aren't so good for us, the junk food that we love. We can find better for us options. Another guilty pleasure, if you have not tried these, specifically the dark chocolate peanut butter cups, they're so good. You can really tailor your shopping experience in just a few clicks. You can choose from over 90 different diets and values by just clicking, and then it will filter everything for you. One of the things that I love is their buy it again feature. That really does help me save time when I'm adding things to my cart, because there's certain things like these beef sticks that we love and I know I want every time. Instead of going to search for it, I just click buy it again and go add it to my cart. So if you are looking to make swaps and get healthier for you products, check out Thrive Market. If you use the link below, it's just thrivemarket.com/mandyinthemaking. You're gonna save 30% on your first order, plus you're gonna get a free gift worth up to $60. Those free gifts are great. And you're gonna save yourself some time. You're not gonna have to go to the grocery store and hunt for better for you products. They're all in one place, and you can trust that if they are on Thrive Market's website, they get their seal of approval. So go check it out. Now we need to open this family size condensed tomato soup can. We're not gonna dilute it with water. We'll add water later, you'll see. But this is a 23 ounce can. I think he said 26 to 30 ounce. This is the only one I could find. We're using this. It is more seasonings time. So something I never have on hand because we just use fresh onion, but he said to use dried onion as well, even though we have all the fresh onion. So I grabbed this at the grocery store. We need 1 tablespoon of the minced onion. We need 2 teaspoons of garlic powder. I'm just gonna eyeball this one. A tablespoon of dried parsley flakes. We need 2 teaspoons of brown sugar. He said you could use cane sugar or brown sugar. This is a tablespoon measure, so I won't quite fill it up. And then this is very important. The Dub sauce, the W sauce, needs to be Lea & Perrins, which is pretty much all we keep. We used to try other ones, but let's be honest, this is the best one. So I'm gonna shake this up. We need 2 tablespoons of this. Okay, the last step is to dissolve beef base in about 3 cups of boiling water. So don't use beef bouillon cubes, he said. You need to use beef base. So I'm gonna go heat 3 cups of water in the microwave and dissolve about a teaspoon of this in there. Okay, we've got our water here. It's not quite boiling, but it's really, really hot. It had a little bubbles in it in the microwave, but it's cooled down, obviously. I add about a teaspoon to this hot water. I wonder if I should have gotten my whisk. Oh, okay, it's starting to dissolve. Okay, let's add this in to our crock pot. And then we're gonna stir it all together. I don't wanna lose the flavor though, so let's put it in there and we'll just stir it all. It'll be okay. It'll dissolve eventually. Now, there's another little surprise that's gonna go in this later on today, after it's good and bubbly and been cooking. So this is gonna cook on high for 4 to 5 hours. I'm sure you could do low if you were doing this in the morning and headed to work or something. But so we're gonna let this hang out all afternoon, and then we will add another ingredient closer to time. And then we'll make our second Subbie recipe of the day, a bread that goes really well with this, a little bit later. So I'll see you then. It is a few hours later. I have put on some makeup and done my hair. But it is time to get the bread portion ready, and it's another Subbie Supper. This recipe comes from Vikki, and this is called Cowboy Cornbread. And y'all, this is the most hearty cornbread I have ever seen. So I'm very excited to try it. She said she loves to cook, and she grew up in a household where her mom said food would fix anything. You got a stubbed toe? Eat something. You got a headache? You should probably eat something. And I love that. So one of the things that makes this so hearty is the fact that it's got a pound of sausage in it. And we're gonna use hot sausage because why not? So let's go over to the stovetop. So let's add this to our skillet and break it up and let that start to cook. and then we'll go prep some other ingredients. And then while this is cooking and we prep the other ingredients, we need to let the oven preheat. So let's preheat that to 375. We need about 2 cups of shredded cheddar cheese, so I'm gonna do that now. Used to, I would have a little cheese monster in here who would want some of this, and we miss her greatly. Our new little monster running around this house, our little Black Panther. Oh, there she is. She doesn't really do people food, and we're not mad about that. We're kind of leaving her be. So a lot of you have mentioned, hey, where's she at? Where's Maggie Moon? She doesn't really come in the kitchen. There's a lot of sounds and things going on in here, and we're moving around a lot. So she just kind of hangs out here, but in honor of Gracie Lou. So for this, we need 2 boxes of the Jiffy corn muffin mix. We're pretty much following the directions on the box. However, so each one needs a 1/3 cup of milk. We'll do a 1/3 cup of milk, then we're gonna do a 1/3 cup of something else. Now the something else, the juice from some jalapenos. I mean, it's interesting. We'll see how that goes, but that's gonna pack a punch.
Yeah, for sure.
And we're gonna like it, I have a feeling. So there we go. Now we need 2 eggs. All right, so I just kind of beat these eggs. Let's add that in and stir all of this together. We just need this 1 can of corn. We did drain it. Let's add that in there. And this bowl might not quite be large enough, but it's gonna be okay. We've got this cream corn going in, 1 can of diced green chilies going in, and then we'll transfer it over to our dish and add the rest and kind of mix it in the dish. I don't know, I can go ahead and add my cheese. We've got that 2 cups of shredded cheese. Let's add that in and stir it around. This is some hearty, flavorful cornbread we're making over here.
Yeah, for sure. I ain't never seen nothing like that before.
I know, I'm excited. And you know what? I think we can make it fit. We're gonna try. Add your sausage in too. You're basically just adding all of these ingredients in, mixing it around, and then we're gonna pop it in a 9x13. Look at that.
Well, I can't even be mad at that. It's got all that sausage in there.
Look,
Are you struggling?
I'm on the struggle bus.
You're on the struggle.
I'm struggling.
Struggling.
All right, let's see. Now you need to spray a 9x13. I've got a caraway one, so I don't have to spray it because it's so non-stick. Now this is gonna bake at 375 for 30 to 45 minutes, I think is what she said. So you just need to check it for doneness. So I'll check it around 30 minutes, and if it needs a little bit longer, that's fine. But y'all, I mean, we're gonna be eating good tonight.
I mean, that's a meal in itself right there.
I'm telling you. And then we've got, you weren't in here for this, we've got Bill's world famous chili. It's gonna be a good night.
Sounds like it. World famous.
Update, this took right at 30 minutes. I came in and checked it at the 30-minute timer and it was done. So it has been cooling here for about 30 minutes. Stephen and I were outside doing our workout, so I've been letting it cool. Let's go over to the crock pot and add 1 last secret ingredient. Please excuse the way I look. I just came in from working out in we have a garage gym. So we did a 45-minute workout out there. I just want to make sure I'm right on this. And I just realized I forgot to put in the green peppers that I said I was gonna add, the chili peppers that I said I was gonna add. Not chili peppers. What am I talking about? The chilies. I guess it is chili peppers. I forgot to add those in earlier, but that's okay. Our secret ingredient, cherry tomatoes. We're gonna cut these in half. We're gonna turn off the crock pot. It is bubbling right now. Let me show you. See how it's kind of, oh no, you can't see nothing, honey. Okay, you see how it's bubbling? We need to cut these cherry tomatoes. He just said a handful of them. So I'm gonna do that. And it said to stir them in and then they will float up to the top. So while they kind of hang out in there, I'm gonna go take a quick shower because I worked out and I'll get my good cool down. And then Stephen and I can eat our dinner guilt-free. We did a big workout today. He said a handful, but my hand is probably smaller than his. So we're gonna go a little bit bigger than a handful. I love that we're adding fresh tomatoes in here. That's pretty cool. Let's put the lid back on it and I'll see y'all after I've had a little bit of a cool down and it's time to eat. We are low energy because we did a workout, but we are about to refuel our bodies. I added some cherry tomatoes in there. Do you see that?
I do. That looks good.
World famous chili.
I mean, it's kind of soupy. I like that.
Yeah, it is.
I like that. It's got all kinds of lovely bits in here.
Oh gosh, I hate it when you say
beans and meat, and got some tomatoes in here, and there's some other thing. It looks like maybe some celery. All right, let's give her a try. That is really good.
Yeah?
Yeah, I like the soupiness of it, first of all.
Good.
My dad used to make a soupy chili.
Okay.
And I miss that.
Well, there you go.
I really do. So I love the flavors. It's very smoky. I love smokiness. I don't know if it's smoked paprika or chipotle.
So, no, it's dark chili powder. There's
Wow.
literally something called dark chili powder.
Okay, I got it.
Yep.
Yeah, it's very, very rich, very bold flavors.
Okay.
Of course, pinto beans.
Right.
Got to have the pintos.
Cole, what do you think?
And
I
there's
think
some
it's amazing.
corn in there as well.
Good.
That is really good.
I think it earns that world famous title.
Yeah.
There ain't no corn in there.
Look, what's that right there?
I didn't have no corn in there, did I?
Is that not a corn?
That's the dang corn.
Is that a kernel?
That ain't no corn.
Is that not a kernel? What is that?
That's a kernel.
That's a kernel. Better salute that kernel.
That's a kernel.
Where did it come from?
It snuck in there.
No, you,
No, I think that's the celery. I think it just looks, yeah, it's the celery.
Mama, that was,
that was a kernel.
Mandy, that's a kernel.
That was a kernel.
I'm very,
It must have been in the same factory.
Look, one just jumped in there.
Yeah.
how?
I don't know how kernels can walk, but that one did. And it was good, too.
I really want to know where that came from. So,
That was too yellow to be that celery.
I don't know.
Mm.
You know what, though? I did orange bell pepper, so I wonder if it was a piece of that orange bell pepper.
Maybe
there
it
was
would've
part
been.
of it that was kind of
It
light.
It looked too.
It was light.
I don't know.
It wasn't no corn.
We're just going to move right on to the next thing. Maybe a kernel sneaked out of
Oh,
the corn.
maybe
with
it
No,
did,
that's
'cause there-
exactly what it is.
Yeah, there is corn in this.
That is
Corn,
exactly
a
what it
kernel snuck out of my bread.
Maybe so.
All right, look, we're about to get this.
All right.
All right, here we go.
So that was from Bill.
Thank you, Bill.
This is from Vikki.
Excellent job on that chili. That's really good. All right,
This is from Vikki.
Vikki.
Yes.
All right, here we go.
Vikki knows what's up.
It's got that sweetness that you're looking,
Right,
that
from
you're
the
gonna have
Jiffy,
from
yeah.
the Jiffy and the corn in there, and then you get the sausage and that kind of spicy, sagey,
Yeah.
earthy kind of sausage flavor that's in there. Very like rustic flavors, I guess you could say.
But you remember we put that jalapeno juice in there too.
Yeah, and you know what? I don't know if I get that yet.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't really get much of the jalapeno juice.
It probably
yet.
balances out with that milk that we add in there.
Maybe so. Maybe
yeah.
so. Yeah, it's very M-word.
Okay. Yep.
That is for sure.
Got it.
But it holds together really well.
Yeah, it did.
And I mean, man, you talking about hearty. I mean, that's gonna put some meat on your bones there.
Is it good with the chili? Okay, now that y'all have pretty much finished your entire dinner, I get to start mine. That's what it's like over here holding this camera. I get to see them enjoy dinner, and my mouth just waters, and I have to wait.
Well, you just keep on. I'm gonna keep eating.
I need y'all to know, Bill and Vikki, that this is bowl and piece of cornbread number 2.
That's right.
So these are both.
Go backers.
If you don't like spice, make it just like I made it. If I were to make this again, when I make this again, I would add in diced green chilies, maybe some jalapeno to spice it up for our liking. But I really wanted to try his version. And I did mean to add the diced green chilies. I just forgot because he did mention that if you wanted to add a little more spice, but this is delicious. So thank y'all both for sending this in. It is time for our third recipe from a subscriber. I was back there getting ready. I put my face on. I was about to fix my hair and I realized I really need to get these marinating so that we can have them at an appropriate time today. So I ran in here halfway through getting ready to get this started. Today's Subbie Supper comes from Christina. Christina said her mom and her found our channel last year and they're hooked. Christina is retired and she cares for her housebound mother. And she said she really enjoys getting in the kitchen and trying new recipes for her and her mom. She sent this one and it's right up our alley. It's air fryer chicken wings, but the marinade that they're gonna marinate in, you'll see, let's make it. It only has 3 ingredients. We need a cup of soy sauce. There's not a cup left in here, but I have another one in the pantry, so let's just empty this out slowly. I'll be back in 5 minutes. Okay, that's done. I did have to go open up my other soy sauce. Now we need about a 1/4 cup or so of the Dub sauce. Again, I don't know that I have enough, but these are things I always have backups of. Oh, I don't know. I'm really close to it. Yeah, look at that. I had exactly a 1/4 cup left. Well, didn't that just work out nicely? And then lastly, we need a 1/3 cup of brown sugar, which a 1/3 cup is about 5½ tablespoons. This is a little tablespoon measure here, so count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna say just 5 because I did some mounded ones. We're good. Okay, let's just whisk that together. And let's grab our wings. You need about 2 pounds of wings. And you know, instead of putting them in here, I should probably put them in a Ziploc bag, because I feel like the marinade will get all over it better that way. So that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna dump these over here into this gallon-sized Ziploc bag. And then what I'll do is just kind of mash it around once I zip it closed. And we're gonna put this in the fridge. They need to marinate for at least 2 hours. So we're gonna have them for lunch today. All right, we're good to go. These are going in the fridge for a couple of hours, and then we will pop them in the air fryer. It's been a couple of hours, so I need to preheat my air fryer. We're gonna preheat it to 400. All right, we are preheated. Let me grab my, oh, I already did. I was gonna go over there and get this. It's sitting out already. I don't even remember doing it. We've got our chicken wings here. They are ready to go. I'm just gonna reach in. We may have to do this in batches. I don't know. Oh, you hear that sizzle? Yeah, I'm gonna have to do this in batches. These are gonna go in at 400 for about 12 minutes. That right there is pretty. Put them here on this plate and do the second batch. So Steven did us a favor. He tinted these so they will stay nice and hot. We've got our second batch going in. Can we talk about what happened before we started filming all this? What did you say to me?
I said I was a little suspicious about whether this is going to turn out right.
The number of times he doubts me. The number of times. Y'all, if you could smell this house right now, I don't know, maybe you don't get any wings since you doubted me.
What?
We're gonna let these rest for about 5 or 6 minutes before we eat. I made some ranch. I've got that in the fridge, so we'll be back in just a couple of minutes. I was getting our plates out. These are our new plates. I thrifted these not too long ago, and I showed them. And you know what? A very sweet subscriber from my same county with my same name, Mandy, sent me 2 of the salad plates that match the dinner plates. This is the folk craft, how do you say that? I don't know. Stoneware Blue Pastures pattern, and the dinner plates have a little cottage on them, or a little barn almost, and then the salad plates have a little cow on them. I love them. So she found 2 of them, so now we have 2 dinner plates and 2 salad plates. So thank you, Mandy. All right, it's time to eat. We gotta get the range out. All right, I'll pour you some ranch and then we're gonna dig in, okay?
All right, let's get some of these wings now. A little ranch dressing action on here. Wow.
Now wait a minute. You were all
That's
sus.
good.
There's no more sus left?
No.
Okay.
Sweet and savory.
Yes.
Yes, very much so. The salt level is perfect.
Okay, good.
It really brings out that flavor.
Yeah.
That is really good. And they're cooked perfectly. I'm glad we let them rest for a little while.
Yeah.
That is amazing. That is really good. Sweet, savory, that dark soy sauce flavor that's in there. And it's not soy saucy, you know what I mean?
Well, it's mixed with the Dub sauce, a good bit of it.
Yeah.
So that probably deepens it some.
It does deepen it, for
and
sure.
then we've
It's
got all
very,
that brown
very
sugar in there
rich.
too. So
Very rich, very good, very balanced.
good.
It's not, you know, sometimes you put too much soy sauce in something or you don't balance it out. It's just that's all you get, and that's not the case here.
Good.
Really good.
I'm so glad. Christina, thank you so much for sharing this recipe. We love some air fryer chicken wings, and we've never done them this way, so now we have, and I'm sure this won't be the last time we do it.
Better not be.
So there you have it. We had 3 phenomenal Subbie Supper recipes from y'all. If you're new around here, I used to do Subbie Supper recipes every single week. It's been a while since we've done that. You need to vote below. Let me know if you want me to bring them back more often, or if you enjoy an entire episode just dedicated to Subbie Suppers. As always, thank you for being here. We appreciate you. Oh, and don't forget, check out Thrive Market. Just go to thrivemarket.com/mandyinthemaking. And when you join today, you will receive 30% off of your first order, plus you'll get a free gift worth up to $60. It is worth it. That's officially it. Thanks, y'all. See you next time. Bye.